Hello, this is possibly part 4 and the final part of the rhubarb syrup jam jelly syrup bottling extravaganza. So if you've been following these, this is number 4. I made the raspberry jam and we put the lids on. I made blackberry syrup and I put it in my little ceramic pots. And then I made this rhubarb syrup. Did I say blackberry syrup? Blackberry jelly. I never have got that right once, have I? Anyway, I made this syrup, raspberry syrup, but I wanted to bottle it in little jars, which I didn't have. So when I went to Newcastle last week for my pottery class, I nipped into town to a really handy shop called Lakeland. And there were these, which are like little milk bottles, aren't they? I remember when I was a kid, we used to get milk bottles in third of a pint bottles, and I was a child a long time ago. And so the crates of these little glass bottles would be sitting outside in the sunshine on sunny days until break time. So they tasted disgusting, which is probably why I can't drink milk now. It's just not a thing I can drink. And I always wanted to be the milk monitor, and I never was. Such a shame. Never mind. So my memories of these little jars then, these little bottles, were what made me buy them. But when I went into Lakeland, they didn't have enough. So I had to order a few more from the website. They've arrived. I've put them, all of them now, have been through the dishwasher on a very, very hot wash. So they are sterile inside. And now I've just spent this morning. So with the syrup, I just put the syrup in loads of these bigger bottles. That's too big. A bottle for my purposes. So I've just been filling these bottles up, these little bottles, with syrup, being careful not to have it all overflow. Then I was looking at one of the comments from lovely people. Bottling and canning is a massive thing in America. Jam making and marmalade is kind of standard here, but not many people bottle things. I guess we freeze them, but not many people I know, or my mum never did it, and I was never in the way of bottling or jarring things. I'm going to get into it more though. Anyway, one of the comments was saying something like, "Are you going to put those in a water bath to further finish them off, finish the process off?" And I thought, well, I wasn't, but I read about it, and now I am. So I've got the big pan that was the jam pan. I've got that heating up on the stove over here. And I'm going to bubble them all away for a few minutes. 10 minutes, it said in the video, in the website I saw. 10 minutes. So okay, so I've got 3 extra jars. Okay, that one can be just for me then. I found a really cool website which was all about bottling rhubarb syrup, which is perfect, isn't it? Because that's what this is. And saying some of the uses for it. What, like I imagined it would be on ice cream or as a drink. You could put some, dilute it down. It's terribly sweet. Yeah, it's teeth-achingly sweet. But diluted down in hot water or cold water, or in Prosecco. I'm sure there are members of my family who would enjoy doing that. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Well, that's great, because I think I've counted up that there are 9 families, and I'll have the half. And which makes a full one for everybody else, which is absolutely marvellous. So the idea, I think, if I've read this correctly, is that these are sterile jars. The syrup's all made correctly, the right proportions of this to that. And I'm thinking that now what I do is stand them all in the pan that's got a trivet in the bottom, which keeps the bottles off the bottom of the pan. We'll bubble them away for 10 minutes or so and see how that works. And then the next part of this will be labels. All the jam jars, I've put them all upstairs in the spare room with the door shut so that no cats can get in there. It's also very cool in there. I'm going to say it's cold in there because today the ice age has descended upon us. Not like you girls have got it in Alaska and British Columbia and Central America. I'm not even going to pretend I'm as cold as you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not. You have my deep respects. I have a little bit of snow. I have maybe 6 inches of snow. Enough to upset the poultry. This morning I did a little poultry video and put that up on YouTube earlier on. Poor hens, poor goose, poor cats as well. They go outside and they scuttle straight back in again. So I'm going to put this in the pan with the trivet and set it away to bubble for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll put the lids on. Now, if anybody who knows what they're doing wants to give me better advice, leave it in the comments down below. I don't mind if I'm wrong. I don't mind if you know better than I do. Just let me know. Okay, back in a minute. Maybe labels. So here's the syrup bubbling in the pan. And I've had a wee think about the labels. Norma, asleep on the windowsill. My mum used to do loads of card making, and she had stamps and cutouts, and Prudence having a little sleep. And I'm going to take the jams and things to Lancashire, and I'm going to use all of her stuff to label them. Rita, that's Prudence's sister. Because I think that would close the loop beautifully. So the 5th part of this extravaganza, Sadie having a little sleep, is not going to be for a while now because I'm going to label them later. Thanks for your patience.